Hi, my name is Casper Rene Johansen, and I'm your YouTube philosopher.
I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger. Why so serious?
This video here is about the infamous Joker character, and it's a Joker in specific movie from 2008, The Dark Knight, directed by Christopher Nolan, and it's Heath Ledger who played the Joker character, and he won an Academy Award for this villain role. This is a strange character because you cannot really talk about him without talking about the Batman character, because he kind of mirrors Batman in a very specific way. You never really get an origin story from Joker in this The Dark Knight, but he has different versions of an origin story that he tells people allegedly before he kills them. He says, "You want to know how I got these scars that makes the mouth?" But it's a different story each time. But you get the feeling it was a sort of a tragedy behind it. And that's the same with the Batman character. He became Batman because his parents were killed when he was a child. So they both come from this tragic background, and now they both wear masks in a sense. Batman, he wears the Batman costume, and Joker, he has painted his face as a clown, and somehow has these scars. Maybe he made them up himself, we don't know. So they kind of mirror each other, but they want different things. Batman, he seeks order, while you can say Joker, he seeks chaos, but it's more complex than this. But Joker defines himself through Batman. He even says to Batman, "You complete me. I exist because of you. And I am here because of you." So Joker, he sees Batman as his main antagonist. He wants to break Batman, but break Batman's philosophy. The battle between Batman and Joker actually becomes a philosophical battle of, you can say, wills, where Batman, he's on one side, he believes in the good of human beings, his fellow humans. He believes they're capable of good, they have good, and he wants to cherish this good and save it. That's why he becomes Batman, with his own good, trying to alleviate all the pain in the world and make sure nobody happens what happens to him, that they got their parents killed by criminal monsters. So he wants to save the world as a vigilante. While Joker, he is the opposite. He doesn't believe in the good in his fellow man. He thinks they are hypocrites when it comes to it. And that's what he says in this movie, that these so-called fine people, when they come to it, they will murder and kill each other. They're rotten. That's basically what he says in the movie, that their moral code is a joke, he says. So he is really after breaking Batman. He even says at the end of the movie where Batman, he's have him hanging by a thread, and he kind of lost in their fist fight. Joker, he says, "You really think I would lose the soul of Gotham to you in a fist fight? No, here is my ultimate philosophical win," you can say, where he takes a white knight like this district attorney in the movie, Harvey Dent. He made him the villain. He took what everybody in the city was rooting for, not a vigilante character like Batman, but a real a lawyer, a district attorney like Harvey Dent. He was supposed to save Gotham with his with law and order, but Joker kind of pushed him. As he says, insanity is like gravity. All it needs is a little push. So in that sense, he also tells Batman his own origin story, that he was kind of pushed into this insanity. And he's supposed to... The only thing we know about Joker is that he escaped from this Arkham Asylum, which is an institute, a prison for the criminally insane. And there's no such term in real life. This is an idea from the comic books of the criminally insane. But he's supposed to be insane, this character of the Joker. If we have to put labels on this Joker character, it is that he's kind of like a Nietzschean Übermensch, but in a twisted evil version, because he lives beyond good and evil. He lives beyond all this moral antics of Batman, good or evil. As he says, he just do. He's like a dog who just do stuff because he wants to. He's beneath all this moral code of good and evil, and that's also what he wants to crush. Batman's ideals, because Batman, he has moral codes. Batman doesn't, in that movie, want to kill anybody. That's a moral code that he doesn't kill. He can capture and help put criminals in jail and stop their criminal activity, but he will not kill. And Joker, he wants to make him break those rules. And that's what he's trying to do in this movie. He wants to break Batman's philosophy. Another label is, of course, that of an nihilist, that he doesn't have any universal value, that he lives from. This is a valueless world that the Joker lives in, and he wants to create new values in the world. He wants to create a better class of criminals. He says that in the movie, actually, that Gotham needs a better class of villains, of criminals. Instead of those criminals who are gangsters looking for money or power, he wants to really have a better antagonist to Batman, because, okay, Batman, he fights criminals, so he start wearing a mask to fight crime. Well, crime has to fight back, so Joker kind of sees him as the concept of crime and chaos itself embodied in his Joker character. And he doesn't really want power or money like most criminals want, both in real life and in the movie. They mostly want more money and power and get away with stuff. Joker just wants to see the world really burn and really flush out the hypocrisy of mankind as think they're good and think they have the capacity for good. He wants to break all that and show that we are monsters and rotten inside. Bruce Wayne, Batman's butler, Alfred Pennyworth, he also at one point says to Batman that some criminals aren't looking for anything logical. They're not looking. They cannot be bought or bullied. They just want to see the world burn. So it's kind of like a destructive force embodied in this Joker that he wants to negate all the world in a sense. There's also a reference in The Dark Knight to the idea of Joker being an Nietzschean Übermensch, and that is when in the beginning of the movie, the Joker, when he reveals himself that it's the Joker, he takes off a mask, and he's still wearing his makeup, so he was taking off a mask to show another mask. That's pretty funny. But then he says, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stranger, which is a kind of a rewrite of Nietzsche's famous that which does not kill us makes us stronger. So basically we have Batman who says Gotham is worth fighting for. You have to believe in the good in man, and good in man will prevail. On the opposite side, we have Joker. No, Gotham is not worth fighting for, and you must like him. That's actually what Joker really wants. He wants everybody to be like him, to lose hope, to become crazy as him in a way, to lose all hope and kind of just be like him, without morals, without values, without this, what he says is hypocrisy. So on the other side, Joker really says to Batman's order that no, Gotham is not worth fighting for, people are not worth fighting for, and life and values and good and evil is totally meaningless. So he just smile and have fun like this crazy character he is, which is kind of like a twisted evil version of this Nietzschean nihilist Übermensch in an evil way. So, but it's very interesting what's going on here in the Dark Knight, and it makes you also question about morals. So this is the Dark Knight, and the whole Joker character really reveals a guy with no hope and no good feeling about human being and what we're capable of as good. He has kind of totally gone past that and doesn't see the good that's even there in man. So that's kind of the interesting thing here, if you play with the thought that we are not moral beings, man, and we are hypocrites when we say we're moral, that we're just animals and monsters, really. Joker plays this thing out and kind of poke to you, if you go there, this is what you may become. That's also a Nietzschean term. When you stare too much down the abyss that looks back to you. You can also say in this way that if you spend your whole life fighting monsters and everything you do has to do with monsters that you fight, the danger of becoming a monster yourself is there. So that's also a philosophical interesting point in this movie, and from the side of the Joker, that's worth pondering about. So this was my video about the Joker.